Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Merlin stream. Welcome to everyone joining in very early. It seems like my hat's kind of not straight tonight. I can be like, it like flaps around. Let's see if we can keep it standing up tonight, guys. There we go. That's better. That's much better. Anyway, welcome everyone tonight. I see a Conrad Questions. Hylon. Who else is there? Bookmonger. Thanks guys for joining in so early. Also see a Korean Nins. But yeah, today we have a special stream. As you guys can see from the stream title, one of my commands is sponsors, because this is another sponsored stream. Moyu Studios is actually our sponsor for the evening. Let's go execute the sponsor command so you guys can check out all about them. Say, what did I walk into? Bookmonger says, floppy hat Merlin may be my favorite style. Someone should clip that or make like a gif of me just taking my hat and being like... Oh, that's making me dizzy. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Tonight's build, we will be using the Hades switches from Moyu Studio. You guys remember I unboxed this a few weeks ago. Basically, here, let me actually just show you guys. Moyu Studio is known for making the Poseidon switch. So now I guess they're going with the Greek god theme. The next one is the Hades switch. As you can see, it is a very underworld themed color scheme. It's a linear switch with a 63.5 3-section gold-plated spring, P3 lengthened stem, so it's not like the really long stem of the Poseidon, but it's longer than normal. It's nylon top, nylon bottom, no factory lubrication, 5-pin, and made by JWK. So yeah, you do have the option to go for the black stem, which is what we're using right now, which is 63.5, or if you want to go even lighter, the dark green stem at 42. When this does go into group buy, which should be at the end of the month, you can buy this at Val Supply, Desk Hero, All Caps, Prototype is My Keyboards, Zion Studios, Moyu Studio, of course, Rectangle Store, something, I don't know how to read that, QWERTY Cop, Unique Mech, Z Frontier, and of course, if you want to read more about it, definitely check out the Geek Hack page that I'll be linking into chat. You can't really judge a switch just by typing on one of them or just by holding one of them. So we'll actually be building one of my older boards today, or rebuilding one of my older boards today. But this is my Bakeneko. My Bakeneko, you can see I have built it with an FR4 plate. It was running SP Star Polaris Grays and is topped with Divinikey port. During the unboxing, when I was just playing with a few of these switches, I did note that they felt incredibly smooth even without factory lube. While this does feel good stock, I'm gonna say lube it anyway, if you guys have a chance. Just recently, actually, within the last 2 weeks, I learned through a keyboard video, keyboard, B-O-R-E-D, not keyboard like this, that for Bakenekos, apparently the denser the plate, the deeper pitched it is. So usually you would expect that a very stiff, a very dense plate would be more clacky, for lack of a better term, but apparently not in the case of boards like the Bakeneko, which are O-ring gummy worm. And the densest plate that I have for a 60% that would fit this is actually this guy right here. This is a stainless steel plate that I believe this is a powder coat. This was like from one of my very first tray mount builds. So I'm like, why not reuse it? So here it is. And I also figured that the white powder coat will match the white of the Bakeneko. So yeah, let's take this apart and see if we can build a deeper pitched Bakeneko using the Moyu Studios Hades switches. SS plates are super rare these days. Yeah, for sure. Alright, so if you guys are new to the hobby, tray mounts are some of the lowest cost customs in our hobby right now. One of the main issues with tray mount is that because of the screws in the positions that they're in, it makes it so that the plate doesn't have a very uniform feel, right? Like some places will be stiffer than others. Basically, wherever all of the mounting is, that's where it's stiffest. So the way that I got around that was to get a really stiff plate. Because when it's so stiff already, such a stainless steel plate, you won't really feel where the screws are. All right, let's take off some keycaps here. Would putting some foam under the PCB mitigate the uneven feeling? By putting foam in it, you also increase its stiffness. So yeah, I'd say so. Oh yeah, this is running SP Star Polaris Grays. Yeah, unfortunately going the other direction doesn't really change it. Like if you go for a super soft plate like PC and stuff, it's still gonna feel stiffer where the screws are. Yeah, SP Star Polaris Grays are a long pole switch with PC top and bottom. I figured when I was building this Bakeneko, I was like, if it's gonna sound higher pitched anyway, I might as well embrace it and pick a higher pitched switch as well. So that's why I went for this. And I didn't really like it, unfortunately. If you're looking at my board right now and wondering why, you've got different stabilizers for your backspace and spacebar. That's because for the Bakeneko, due to the O-ring gummy ring that goes around it, if you actually have screw-ins where your spacebar and backspace is, it causes interference enough that you can't actually put it back into the case. Yeah, this is the stainless steel plate that we're using. Replacing that FR4. There we go. Moyu Studios sent me about 100 of them, so this should be plenty of switches for a Bakeneko. To be fair, this plate was so cheaply done, but it's so old that some of the powder coating is flaking off. Right, that looks really good against a white plate. There we go. Easy. All right, here we go. This sounds better than the previous build for sure. And even the stainless steel plate, even with that, because of that O-ring around it, it's making it feel softer. Finally got this to a point that I like it. That feels so good. That feels so good whenever you make a board and it actually meets your expectations or it gets you to the sound that you like. All right, let's do an actual typing test of this. Alright, so just on that quick 100-word test, I can already feel that because of the 3-stage spring, the 63.5G bottom out is feeling closer to 70-ish. 72, 73 is probably like the highest I'd go comfortably. So just on trying to type fast on that, I did average 122 words per minute, 90% accuracy. Definitely noticing that it's heavier. In terms of sound, this sounds really good to me actually. Like the Bakeneko is still a very higher pitched board, but this is noticeably deeper pitched than when I first built it. The helicopter said I was worried about pinging and I actually don't hear any. Yeah, I can't hear any pinging either. So the worry with that is these are unlubed switches, so paired with the stainless steel plate, helicopter was concerned that the ping within the switch would transfer to the plate. But if you guys remember during my unboxing, there were only a few switches that had any kind of ping on it. Okay, I can hear some pinging if I hold it right up to my ear. And it's on the upstroke, like the ping resonates on the upstroke. So I would still recommend lubing these switches. In terms of like stock smoothness, they feel really good, but definitely lube that spring. Punkshu says, those switches and plate give it a nice mid sound. Yeah, it sounds really good. Let's do another typing test here. Now that I've typed on it twice, I can definitely confirm that the 63.5G with 3-stage spring is heavier. I talked about how Gateron Oil Kings were a little too heavy for me. I would actually say that the 63.5G spring, 3-stage spring, feels heavier than the heavy Gateron Oil Kings. Let's see, I guess while we're talking about Oil Kings, while these guys are a smooth stock, they are still not as smooth as the Gateron Oil King stock. But you know, if you're new to the world of mechanical keyboards and you don't really have a frame of reference, these are going to be super smooth already. Hades switches come in two weights, 63.5 and 42. Both are nylon topped and bottom with a P3 long stem, and these are manufactured by JWK. When I received them, I was like, oh great, nylon top, nylon bottom. It means it's going to be a deeper sounding switch. And I'm glad to say that they are a deeper sounding switch. Pretty consistent with the JWK quality all around. It's got that JWK smoothness. And what surprised me the most, in fact, it surprised a few people here as well. Despite having a stainless steel plate in this, and non-lubed switches, there was hardly any ping. The only time I could hear any kind of spring ping was when I held it up next to my head here, pressed the key, and I could only hear it on the return. So yeah, very well made switches. Pretty much JWK quality right there. If you guys are looking for a deeper sound profile and don't mind a heavier switch, definitely consider these guys. Once again, these are the Hades switches. Group buy should be starting by the end of the month. So yeah, thanks guys for joining in. Next stream is this Saturday. This Saturday I will be building the Click-Clack Capsule 65. If you guys want to see that occur, I'll be starting at 1:30 p.m. PDT. Alright, thanks guys. Catch you later.